In this problem, we'll be converting from grams of one thing to grams of another thing in a balanced equation. In this case, I'm asking you to go ahead and find the number of grams of water produced when you start with 2.4 grams of oxygen. Now, there are three things that we're going to need before we even tackle this using the factor label method. The first thing is going to be the gram formula mass of water. The second is going to be the molar ratio of water to oxygen. And the third is going to be the gram formula mass of oxygen. So let's go ahead and let's write these out. So the first thing, like I said, is the GFM of water, and I'll just let you know that that's going to be 02 grams per 1 mole. The second thing is the molar relationship, the ratio between moles of water and moles of oxygen. And according to our balanced equation, we have 1 mole of oxygen per 2 moles of water. So 2 moles H2O. For every 2 moles of that, there is going to be 1 mole of oxygen. And finally, the third thing that we need to make sure that we keep track of is that there is, in an oxygen molecule, O2, we know that for 32 grams of oxygen, there is 1 mole. Specifically, that's exclusively for O2 oxygen, because we have 2 oxygens and we add the masses together, that's 32. Now we can use stoichiometry, and we can use the factor label method to convert from grams of oxygen, which is what we start with, to grams of water. Let's start by writing out our formula. So we have 2.40 grams of O2. Now, we need to go from grams to moles, because moles are the central unit, and this balanced equation gives us units in moles, or gives us ratios in moles. So we use the gram formula mass first of oxygen to convert to moles. And we know that there are 32 grams per 1 mole of oxygen. We know that from the gram formula mass. We can cancel out units of grams, and now we're to moles of oxygen. Now the second step is to use the balanced chemical equation and use our ratio here to convert from moles of oxygen to moles of water. So I know from my ratio that for every 1 mole of oxygen, I have 2 moles of water produced. That gets rid of moles of oxygen. And now we're in moles of water, but we need to get to grams of water. So the final step is to convert from moles to grams of water. And so we do that using the gram formula mass, or the molecular weight, of water, which is 18.02 grams, and that's by definition per 1 mole of water. So moles needs to go on the bottom, and so we have 1 mole, to cancel that out, of water. And we know that the gram formula mass is 18.02, so we'll put 18.02 grams of water on the top, which cancels out moles of water, leaving us in grams. And when we do the math, 2.4 divided by 32 times 2 times 18.02, we come up with a final value of 2.703, which, since we have 3 significant figures in the beginning, we're going to go ahead and round to 2.70 grams of water. And that's our answer. So we went from grams of O2 to moles of O2 to moles of H2O, and finally to grams of H2O to solve this problem, and we get 2.70 grams of water.